Merry meet and welcome to the daily reading for all signs for today, the 2nd of February 2025. This is Ariel and today I am reading with the Golden Tarot by Liz Dean. Oh, we're very coordinated today. That was an accident. Let's purify with this Provence Santé Verveine. 3 sprays in this room are more than sufficient. You can find links to purchase each of these products right here in the video description of this video on YouTube. We are streaming live on YouTube, and moderating today for us are the lovely Jason and the lovely Vanessa. Thank you so much, moderators. And thank you so much to everybody for joining us today. Oh my, that smells delightful. I've got some shuffling to do, so hang out. I'll be ready for your reading in a sec. But you don't want reading without a shuffled deck. That would be bad. If you haven't already done so, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. It really helps our channel when we get that sort of algorithmic support from you all. So we do appreciate that. If you'd like to support the channel with a donation, you can do that by going to paypal.me/arielgatoga. paypal.me/arielgatoga. Or right here on YouTube, you could use a super sticker or super chat in the chat thread if you're live, or on a restream, you could use a super thanks. We do appreciate your support, and we appreciate you for being here today. This reading does go out to a lot of people, so if for some reason it doesn't seem like it's applying to you personally, it may just not be meant for you. And if that's the case, disregard the reading. Check out instead the zodiacal readings for your sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign, and you can find the most recent of all those tarot streams right on our website, arielscorner.com. arielscorner.com. Just click on the free online tarot readings link in the main menu, and we also have playlists for all of that right on YouTube as well, whichever's easiest for you. Let's do one more shuffle. Give this deck a nice clean cut, and we'll see what's in the cards for everybody today. Starting off with the Sun card, followed by the 3 of Wands, and then the Fool card. Good. I love this base reading. This is nice, isn't it? The Sun is what you're coming into the day with. So many of you have just chosen to forego the illusions of this world for a minute and invoke or call upon a higher power. And for me, that higher power is depicted as the solar light. And the reason I like the solar light is just because of my involvement with the Kabbalah. And that solar light comes off of sphere number 6, and it's represented by our sun. And what it is it's the divine design or the true will. And I would say more often than not, a person's soul will, true will, divine design is at odds with the will of their day-to-day ego mind. And when we can forego the day-to-day will of our ego mind in favor of that true will, seeming miracles happen. It's not so much that it's miraculous in the reality of it all. It's just a reorientation to something that's real versus the illusory world that we've been fooled by for so long. So whatever that was, however you came about that, you are kind of leaning into the soul's will and questioning the validity of a lot of the so-called reality around us. In doing that, what you're doing is you are fostering growth in your life, especially for many of you, that's going to show up in your career or your job, work in the world, your creative pursuits, things like that. Things are maybe I don't know even about going to show up, are showing up. So look at the shoots that are coming out of the ground, metaphorically speaking, in regards to your work in the world. And that's a direct link to your own change in perspective, your own change in attitude. And the cool thing about putting your focus on the divine will rather than your ego's will is that there's no end to it. It's not like you're going to use it up. It's eternal. It really is eternal, and so are you. And the more you recognize your eternality and your connection as a soul versus as an ego, a lot of the fear about this world starts to fall away, and you just get excited about the wonderful things that are going on. And that's what this is all about. And this Fool here is such an interesting card because your ego mind is going to say, don't be so foolish. You can't go around with stars in your eyes. You can't go around in a fool's paradise. You've got to see the facts. It's a hard, horrible, cruel, scary world, and you must protect yourself. Blah, 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 blah. And what you need to remind yourself is that the ego doesn't know what it's talking about, because the ego will never know the soul. It will never understand this power. So when you hear those thoughts, rather than saying, oh, maybe I should just abandon my spiritual life and go back to, being afraid all the time, and go back to believing in the illusions of this world, it'll keep me safer. Don't fall for that kind of self-talk. You have to remind yourself that, no, you are guided. You're not falling off a cliff. You're not going into any place dangerous. You are keeping your innocence. You are following your innocence and allowing yourself to be guided. If you're about to walk into a territory that's not safe for you, you're going to be pulled back. You are going to be pulled back. The only way that you won't be pulled back is if you are following the edicts of your own ego, which is think all by myself, do things all by myself. Don't listen to wisdom. Don't follow wisdom. So that's the ego in a nutshell. Don't be in a fool's paradise. Don't believe in that inner voice. Believe in me. Believe in me. Walk off the cliff. So the ego is always going to tell you to do the very things that it's claiming that are a danger for you. So you don't want to listen to that fearful voice inside of you. You want to listen to that peaceful, still, small voice inside of you that's always urging you to go where the peace is, to go where the magic is, to go where your soul wills you to go. Okay, let's see. We've got an 8 of Swords. See, this is wonderful what you've done. 10 of Coins, very wonderful. And a 2 of Swords, good. All right. So this 8 of Swords on top of the Sun is saying that you've had to choose. And you're going to continue to have to choose. It's just the way it is while you're in this world. You have to choose what voice you're listening to. You have to choose which motivator you're going to allow to motivate you. Because you can't do both. You can't be urged to go north and south at the same time and expect to do both. You're either going to go nowhere, or you're going to go a little bit one direction, then turn around and go a little bit the other direction and end up going nowhere as well. So you're either going to listen to the ego that wants you to spin your wheels and obsess over things, or you're going to listen to your soul, which is always encouraging you to expand your good, expand your prosperity, expand your joy. And the soul doesn't care what's going on outside. The soul, it makes absolutely no difference to the solar light here what's going on in the world, what the other people are saying, what people are doing or saying. The entire universe can be saying, the sky is falling, and the soul says, nope, I'm just going to follow my true will. I'm going to take one foot in front of the other and walk upon this golden path to prosperity, to joy, to happiness, to safety. And that's why some people appear to live a charmed life. That's why some people appear to live a charmed life. In the midst of everything else, they seem to be unscathed. Well, usually the reason why people are doing that is because they're following their soul. They're following that solar light, that inner guidance, and not reacting to the world, not reacting to their ego's obsessive thoughts. And you can live a charmed life too. And that's what you're intended to do. So don't fall for the idea that what's going on in the world has any effect whatsoever over your soul's will. It doesn't. And it has no power over your soul. It has no power over you in any way unless you are responding to it from that point of view of fear and all of that. Now, that's not to say that you're not careful, that you're not informed. I mean, it's okay to read the newspaper. It's okay to know what's going on, but you don't need the ego to then take that information and say, and therefore you need to dig a hole and then pull the hole in after you and just go hide and don't live your life. The soul knows what to do about everything. It knows what to do with what's going on in the world. It knows what to do in regards to responding to other people's fear and all of that. It knows what to do. And you don't have to have it all mapped out. It's going to tell you in the moment how to go, where to go, what to do, and how to be. And that's what you want. You want to live that charmed life. You want to be the one that's making a lot of money, even though everybody says that's not possible. You want to be the one that's riding high on prosperity, even though everybody tells you it's impossible to be prosperous in this environment. I remember a time during a big financial downturn, the big crash that we had. It was like the second worst crash since the Depression. I think it was in the early 2000s. And everybody was just freaking out, and everybody's money was drying up, and everybody lost fortunes and things like that. And a client came in and said, "Oh, I bet you're just doing horribly." I said, "Actually, I have never been better. I'm doing so well financially right now. I'm so busy." And he got so mad. It's like, "That's impossible. That's impossible. Especially you. Why should you do that? You don't have blah 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 blah." And I just let him go through what he was going through. But I remember thinking, that is so funny how upset people get when you're doing well when you're, quote, not supposed to. So you're going to do very well even though you're, quote, not supposed to. And what this Two of Swords is encouraging you to do is keep a nice focus. That's a daily meditation practice would be very smart. As far as if you haven't started one, not just for today, but just this is really indicated here. If you can find some sort of daily meditation practice that you enjoy, that you can do every day, and it doesn't have to be 30 minutes of meditation. It can just be a few minutes. Use my magic minute technique if you don't know how to meditate. It's a very powerful meditation technique that's super simple. So just search Gotoga Magic Minute on YouTube, and it's going to help you with that. This also this Eight of Swords, if you notice that you can't turn off the obsessions in your mind, which it looks like you have been doing pretty well, use my off switch technique. It's another good technique you can use. Just go to YouTube and search Gotoga off switch. There's two meditations here. One is the solar light meditation. I recommend it for you. And the other one is the meditation on the Fool card. And you can find all of the tarot card meditations there's a link right in this video description that will take you right to those. So it's a wonderful reading. I know it's a little bit woo-woo today. It wasn't super practical, but that's what the reading is. It's pretty woo-woo. And you're pretty woo-woo in a good way. You're doing so well. And your woo-woo is going to bring in the bucks. So just lean into woo-woo. Okay? Lean into all of that. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody. You're doing everything just right. And let everybody else freak out if they want to. You're compassionate about them, but you're not going to let yourself get pulled into all of that. You go ahead and succeed. You're doing so well. You're doing so well. Thank you so much for taking some time and being with me. We won't be back until Wednesday. Thank you so much to the amazing moderators, Vanessa and Jason. And we'll see everybody on Wednesday for another reading. Until then, blessed be.